sure.
Well, lovely being here at the Wanderlust Festival.
Yeah.
I've got you, Ben, here. Ben Warrren from BePure. I'm Joseph Blessing from Ionza. For me, it's a real delight being at Wanderlust. People are really chilled. It's a good vibe. Lots of young people, young and old. And certainly the common denominator of moving and wellness and yoga creates an upbeat energy.
It does.
How do you find that?
It's incredible. It's a great vibe, and all the events really well attended. Loads of people, good weather, good water.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of fun.
Yes, and you did a talk today, huh?
Yeah, I did a talk today.
What was your talk about?
So I was talking about ancestral eating today, and then yesterday actually I was talking about why your vegetable gardens are the key to your health. So it's been a fun couple of days.
Yes. So for people who don't know Ben Warrren, most people know him, but I'm sure there are some people who don't. He's a nutritionist and pretty well known in New Zealand.
Yeah.
Say a little bit about yourself. I'm
a clinical nutritionist, and so I'm clinical director of BePure clinics, which are New Zealand's largest natural health clinic. So we've got a clinical team of 15, and so master's degree in nutrition, currently doing PhD in micronutrients and genetics and mental health. And so it's really about looking at how do we have people be as healthy as possible.
Yes.
And we know that food's a big part of that. Yes. And so it's just helping people really.
That's awesome. I'm aware that you have a water system from us.
Yeah, we do. We've got a couple actually. I've got one at home of you guys, and then we recently installed one in our clinic, and then we've got a new clinic opening, and we'll get one in there as well, I'm sure. So it's important.
What's your experience personally at home from the water?
They're fantastic, and the thing about it is that everyone's got a stressful lifestyle, and it's the easiest way to really mitigate that stressful lifestyle and the acidity that comes with it. It's just making sure that you're getting the alkalinity, but then also those hydrogen ions for cellular hydration.
Yes.
And that's people don't realise is that it's the ions from the water that gives us energy.
Yes.
And if and I think everybody wants more energy in the world, and so we know drinking good quality water is pretty much the easiest way to bring more energy on board.
Yes.
So for me, I love it.
I'm delighted that you like it so much, and that you even want more systems from us.
No, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, it's for me in the modern world, it's one of the easy things you can do to your health is just drink good water.
Yes.
And so we know it's a foundation to health, and so why not just drink great water, and then you're moving away from plastics and buying water, and you just you get your high quality glass or stainless steel bottle, and you fill that up at home, and then you take that with you. So wherever you go, you've got good water.
So I'm aware that lots of people are out there who don't even have a filter, and they do think that chlorinated water is just fine. What's your opinion on that?
Well, the research on chlorinated water, shows that it is a pro-oxidant, it is damaging, and it is associated with cancer. And so, yes, we need clean water, and that's but knock out the chlorine. First step first, knock out the chlorine.
From a naive point of view, let's say there's lots of people out there who don't really understand why chlorine would be dangerous and even on cancer. How could you explain that in one or two sentences why that is really damaging?
It's a pro-oxidant, which basically means it steals an electron from molecules, and so that's how it kills bacteria. It will steal an electron from the bacteria and damage the bacteria. Well, it then also steals an electron from our cells and damages our cells to a degree. Right. Now our bodies can handle that and cope with that to a degree, but we know that all these factors add in together, really the game is to try and minimise damage to our cells as much as possible, and so if you're looking for optimal health and you're looking for longevity, then minimising that and knocking out the chlorine, and it's relatively easy to knock out the chlorine. Why not do it?
Yes. Okay, that's a great answer. Thank you so much. One more question I have. It's been becoming quite a theme in New Zealand that local bodies like to put fluoride into the water. It's already in at least 70% of the water supplies in New Zealand. So what is your opinion on fluoride, and why should it be in or why should it be out?
Yeah, so chlorine's a shame, but fluoride's, for me, it's devastating. And so I first came around fluoride. I was doing a lot of weekend seminars in Hawke's Bay, and 150 people in Napier and 150 people in Havelock North. And the people in Napier could lose weight a lot easier than the people in Havelock North. And we started looking at all these reasons why, and then the next month the same deal happened. The next month the same deal happened, and eventually started looking at well, is it the fluoride in the water in Havelock North that's making it harder for people to lose weight? And I then called up one of the top halide specialists in the world, and I said to him, is it possible that the fluoride's blocking iodine function and slowing down thyroid function? And he laughed, and he said, well, of course it does. It's higher in the periodic table. It blocks 72 pathways that iodine works within the body. So for me, you know, if you want the benefits of fluoridation, which it's topical, it replaces the calcium ion on the tooth. So you only want to use it on the tooth and then spit it out. You don't want to ingest it. You don't want to drink it. Yes. And so for me, if people want the benefits of harder teeth, then use a mouthwash, fluoride toothpaste, and spit it out. Don't drink it. Yes. And so for me, putting fluoride in the waters, it's crazy. I mean, it's
crazy.
It's crazy. Why would you put a known toxin in the water? Yeah.
Okay.
Because of some health benefit which is so minuscule, which you can get in another way.
In your experience and your understanding about what fluoride might cause long term, what would the consequences possibly be?
No, this is a crazy thing, Joseph. Nobody studied that.
Mm-hmm. Right.
They haven't studied it. So, but you certainly start then, you can extrapolate the information out and go, well, is it related? I would love for them to then do a study looking at the breast cancer rates of Napier versus Havelock North.
Right.
Because we know that iodine deficiency is associated with an increased risk of breast cancer. And so if fluoride's blocking iodine, then theoretically there'd be an increased risk of breast cancer from drinking fluoridated water. Nobody's even studied it.
Right.
They haven't even looked.
So that's a very short-sighted, really. Not
yeah,
studies,
they haven't. You know, when you start looking at long-term population studies. I've never seen any long-term health studies looking at health parameters of fluoridation, and so for me that's a real concern, and so for me it just doesn't make any sense.
Yes. So what I understand from my wellness understanding, and you correct me if I'm wrong with that, iodine is majorly responsible and an essential element to help the immune functioning to work well. Is that correct?
In regards to iodine?
Iodine, absolutely. For the immune functioning.
Yeah,
also for breast health, I think, for prostate health.
Absolutely. It helps with that. Yeah, thyroid goes into thyroid use. There's 72 pathways, enzyme pathways that are dependent on iodine. So when you start thinking that's 70, that's huge. So your metabolism of estrogen, control of cholesterol. Yeah, so very, very important. So theoretically, when you start blocking it with fluoride or bromide, you're going to start down-regulating all of those enzyme pathways, and you will, theoretically, you will see systemic effects within the individual of a decrease of those pathways because of a toxicity of a halide. Yeah. Okay. And so, it's a strange thing. But I have no idea. It's political football.
Yes. Understand. Well, for anybody who is watching this video in the future and appreciates the information, is concerned about fluoride, Ionza has got a very efficient fluoride removal system. It's called fluoride free, and it can even be connected with an alkalizer ionizer to support health and wellness in the body.
That's what we've got in our clinic.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, you're welcome. Cheers, Joseph.
Nice
Enjoy the festival.
Ben.
Cheers. Perfect.